Hello and welcome back to another episode of J-Pod, Jeffererson School District's very own podcast, and I'm your host, Superintendent Brad Capener. I am joined by my two co-hosts, as always, Chris Shaw and Becca Mallory. Good morning, guys. How are you?
Good morning. I'm fabulous today. What about you?
Good. I'm doing great.
Chris?
Doing well.
Yeah?
Being a Friday, it's going to be another great weekend, so I'm looking
Yes.
forward to
Yes.
Well, I mean, laborious for me, but yeah, it'll be good.
that. Labors because you're doing a lot of housework.
Yeah, we're
or
still
like
building
yard.
that patio. Yep, last weekend we moved 787 paver bricks, 15 pounds each, and I had to clean them and then stack them into pallets. Needless to say, my body is very sore today.
Well, I couldn't even do that
Still.
anymore. I'm to the age where I have to have other people do those things for me. Otherwise, I'll be bedridden for weeks.
And while she's doing that, I'm going to be going out to Crater Lake and taking pictures of the eclipse.
Oh, that's right. That's tomorrow.
Yeah, right. Okay. I'm going to also, I've got my old glasses. I'm going to be looking at it as well. So that's awesome.
So fun.
So our podcast is designed to strengthen the connection between our community and our schools. And we talk about events coming up, or we describe programs that are in the schools and kind of how they function, why we do them. And we interview students and teachers regarding those topics. So today, we're really excited because we are at the high school once again, talking with our Hope Squad crew. We have Miss Lloyd, who now you teach art as well, and Avid. Anything else?
I also have the English language development.
Right, in the English language development. So
The wearer of many hats.
yeah, the wearer of many hats, and is also a leader for Hope Squad. And then we have three wonderful students joining us today: Jason Thompson, Elizabeth Sosa, and Angel Romo, all sophomores. Welcome. Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
It's great to have you. And before we get into our we want to find out all about the Hope Squad, what it is, why you're interested in it. But before we do that, I just wanted to give a little context about where this came from. So I learned about Hope Squad at a conference that was focused on supporting the mental health of students. And it was in Utah. And one of the presentations there, was from the gentleman who started Hope Squad, said that in Provo, Utah, they had teen suicide taking place like a couple a year. And it was getting to be pretty serious. Nobody wants to deal with that, especially on a yearly basis. And so he created this group called Hope Squad. And since then, they had no, when I talked to them, they had no suicides. And that's amazing to go from a couple a year to absolutely none. So it was making an impact. And so in Oregon, overall, I know that JSD is probably one of the only school districts in the region implementing it. And I'm excited about that because I think it's going to make a real difference for our schools. And as you know, we had a tragedy in our own high school about 5 years ago and would never want to see that happen again.
Agreed.
And so we have to be as proactive as we can. And then last year, in talking with some of our high school students, they said that there were just many who struggled with mental health and people that were, anytime you hear that there are folks that are, maybe contemplating suicide or having those thoughts, it's a very common thing, not just here in Jefferson, but around the country today. And it's a real issue that schools are dealing with more and more. And so we wanted to be as proactive as we can to try to do something to stop the suicides and to help kids. And so anyway, we wanted to interview you guys today because you are doing this, and we wanted to find out kind of a lot about it. So the community wants to know, what is Hope Squad, and how many kids are in it, and is this middle and high school? And Ms. Lloyd, can you kind of help us understand the overall picture of what Hope Squad is?
Sure. So the goal of Hope Squad, as you were saying, is to prevent youth suicide and self-harm. And we started this program back in the spring. Teachers from the high school and middle school attended training to learn how to become Hope Squad advisors. And then also we had a QPR training for our whole staff at the high school, which we will have the opportunity to have again this fall for any staff who weren't here in the spring.
QPR stands for?
QPR stands for Question, Persuade, and Refer.
I know you mentioned at the board meeting. I loved how you guys said it's like CPR for mental health.
Exactly.
I love that analogy.
Yeah, I think it's a great analogy because CPR is not just for doctors or nurses. Ordinary people get trained in CPR so that they can help in crisis situations. And that's exactly what QPR is for mental health. So we are having our staff and students in the Hope Squad be trained in QPR so that they can notice the signs of perhaps suicidal ideation and be able to refer those people to get help. And so we were able to start that process this spring. We were able to nominate our Hope Squad students, and then this fall we got to start our Hope Squad group. And we've got a wonderful group of students here at the high school and also at the middle school.
Okay, well, let's go back a minute. You just said something about nominating. So talk to me a little bit about what that process is. So the folks, you guys sitting here, didn't necessarily volunteer for this, but you were nominated, is that correct?
Yeah.
Yes.
So how does that happen? Like, how did that whole process take place? And and Ms. Lloyd, why are they going through a nomination process? What's the thinking behind that?
Yeah, so the thinking behind that is that we want to know who students are already going to, because we have a school community where students are talking to each other. And actually, it's most likely most youth who consider suicide tell a peer.
Okay.
And when those peers hear things that they're worried about, we want them to know what to do and how to respond. So the reason we have a nomination process is we had all the students in our school think about who would they talk to if they were worried about something. Who is a good listener? Who is somebody that they could trust? And so these are students who other students are turning to, and we want to give those students the skills they need.
That must feel like such a high honor for you guys to know that like, your peers trust you guys enough to nominate you for when they're in their darkest times. Like you're the person that they want to go to. Like that has to feel really good inside to know that
Absolutely.
people trust you.
That's great. I love the idea of the nomination process. And then so when you guys were nominated, Miss Lloyd maybe or someone pulled you out and said, "Hey, you were nominated for this," and then you get a chance to say yes or no if you want to do it, and then your parents are informed. Is that the way it goes?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know about you two. I got a letter, like a paper delivered to me that was like, "You were voted in for Hope Squad. Here is the paper that says, no, I don't want to be in it," or yes, I do want to be in it.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So you all signed up and said yes. And if you guys wouldn't mind just kind of talking a little bit about why you want to be part of this.
I wanted to be a part of it because, I was nominated, so that has to mean something. Like, it has to mean something that my peers would, want me to be part of it. Yeah. And I also wanted to be part of it because it's like a new group, and maybe I could help someone or multiple people.
That's awesome, and that's your angel.
Mm-hmm.
And
I wanted to help because I signed up for it because I like helping people in any way I can, and I feel like, especially right now and recently, there's been a lot of like suicides around the country, and knowing that I can help in one way. Or like even if it's something so simple as signing up for a community, it felt really nice. Especially since now I guess I have an official title.
yeah, that's great. And Elizabeth, that was for the listeners out there. So you heard Angel and then Elizabeth, and then Jason.
Well, for me, I joined because I'm no stranger to struggle with mental health. I've had a depressive disorder ever since I can remember as a child. I've been on medication for it for a while. I'm no stranger to mental health and things like that. And I know how devastating it can be to people who have it. And being able to be someone that somebody can trust to go to, I know that I would have really liked that when I was really struggling,
Yeah.
especially if I didn't have the support systems that I do have within my friends and my parents. If I didn't have that, I would want somebody like Hope Squad to come to.
Yeah,
That's amazing.
absolutely.
I love that you shared that. Thank you for sharing that.
Yeah.
And it makes me think about you guys are talking about being that person, and when you mentioned not knowing, like when you're on the receiving end of somebody saying that they are in such a dark place that they want to end their life, you don't know how to react. Like you don't know what am I supposed to do to help this person? And so having a team that is trained in knowing like these are the steps that I should be able to, that I can follow in order to provide support to somebody is huge, because it does feel like you're making a difference. It's more than just listening to them. It's being able to say, I'm sorry, you're like you're feeling like this. Let's get you help so that you don't follow through. Like that is huge.
Yeah.
So are you being trained to be therapists and counselors?
No.
So what is it? Like what is it giving you the skills to have conversations? Like how does this all play out?
It's basically helping others get the help they need, whether it's reaching an adult here or someone outside too.
So you have T-shirts, I saw.
Yes.
Yes.
So people can see you in the hallway. They know who you are.
Yes, every Wednesday we wear them.
Every
Yeah.
Wednesday. Okay.
And we
great.
also have the bracelets that we wear every day.
Okay. So everybody knows about that, and so they
Yes.
they know and they see you. You're a person that they can trust and come to.
Yeah.
And are people coming to you? I mean, are you are people seeking you out? Are you having conversations?
So far, no. For me, I haven't.
Yeah, so far no, but we are trying to reach out to them because
Yeah.
sometimes they don't want to reach out to the Hope Squad or someone else.
Yeah.
So you kind of like get in there.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's more than just preventing suicide. It's also allowing others to be part of a community, like helping others really feel more welcomed into our school. Like right now we have new students at our school, and we've talked among each other how to really make them feel more welcomed. And, whether that's like by reaching out to them or just saying a simple hello in the halls or just even learning their name.
That's great, because often when going into a new school, you feel kind of isolated, and it's like really difficult to try to make friends and figure out who you want to get to know.
Yeah.
So knowing that y'all kind of help people integrate is really great.
That's
I
a-
wish I had this in high school. I grew up, I'm with you. I grew up in a household where, with a very, very close family member who was suicidal often. And I never knew how to support that person. And so I wish I had somebody like a Hope Squad that even though it wasn't me, like being able to say, what can I do for my family? Like what are resources out there that we don't know exist is amazingly helpful. So even if it's not you, but it's someone really close that you know, we have resources and people to reach out to, which is amazing.
What I've learned about teen suicide, and I've listened to different groups of students talk about, in conferences and things about their experiences. What I learned was it took very little to keep them from doing it. Sometimes it was just a friend being able to talk to somebody.
Yep.
Right? And it's amazing that it can be so simple like that.
It is.
And then the fact that you guys are visible and out there and know that it's a comfort, I think, for people just to know that there's somebody that cares. And I love what you said, Elizabeth, about what you're really talking about is community. And being there and being in community, and we're a small school, and it makes sense that we should feel connected. But think about all the young people that come to school that don't feel connection.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Which is step one to leading to mental health problems, right? Like
Well, isolation.
starting early on. Yeah.
Coming back from COVID, where everybody was in their own space, coming back into community, trying to fit into that, and you have all kinds of different issues that you're dealing with, right? In terms of there's people that have their home life that they're struggling with, or their own mental struggles that they're dealing with, or just trying to fit in school. I would imagine would be hard too sometimes.
So that's an exciting part about our Hope Squad is, like Ellie was saying, we are working on that community building that's a proactive way to prevent suicide, as well as doing things like the QPR training where they're doing role play conversations where they're talking about what would you say in that circumstance.
Yeah.
Good, practicing. Because, yes, it's just like fire drills, right? You need to know, like, it needs to be secondhand when you're in it, because it'll catch you off guard when it's, like, a real thing. You're like, wait, hold on, let me get my notes. I don't remember what I'm supposed to say.
Yeah. So do you guys meet weekly as a group, or how often do you meet?
Every
It's
Pride.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
Pride, okay.
Yeah, we have a signature Pride class led by Miss Auerbach,
Yes.
who unfortunately isn't here today. And we get all of the regular Pride / homeroom lessons, but we also get the QPR training and building relationships, and it's with all the grades instead of one.
Okay.
So we get like a special Pride class.
Nice.
You guys are very important and valuable, so, yeah, you're needed.
So, just for the listener, Pride class is what? Tell us about? That's a time during the day, right? There's like a specific period. What do you guys do typically in a Pride class?
It's kind of like a homeroom class.
Homeroom, okay.
Some days we have like study hall. It's before lunch, and it's like a short 30-minute class where we go over like lessons that goes around the whole entire school, not specific to any grade. So like maybe like the lesson is like bullying, or maybe it's like setting up goals, or just things like that.
Well, that's really cool. I like that idea. And Pride being like the Lions' Pride, right?
Yeah.
We're the Lions, the Jefferson Lions, so the Lions' Pride class. I love it. So we just have a couple minutes left. So why don't if you just go around and talk a little bit about what you're hoping for with being in this club.
I just hope that we can make people, I don't know, just kind of like feel at home. There's a lot of people here and new people coming in from a bunch of different cultures from all over the world, not just Oregon or the U.S.
Right.
And I just hope that we could get people the help that they need, not only just like in mental health, like maybe they're lonely or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I just hope to help as much people as we can.
That's wonderful, Angel. Thank you.
Personally, I just want to make sure that everyone feels included, because I know how it feels not being included, especially if you're coming from a different country, not speaking the same language.
Yep.
I can understand that struggle of not speaking the same language. And I just want to make sure that everyone feels included and not left out, because that's what leads up to mental problems, is the fact that you're not included, and it can bring depression into your life. And I hope to prevent that in any way I can.
Good for you. Thank you.
For me, I would hope to help at least one person. If I helped one person be able to be comfortable and confident in life at all, I would say that the Hope Squad is a success.
That's
That
that's
melts my
amazing.
heart. I love hearing that. That was
You
amazing.
did. That's great. You guys are amazing individuals, and I thank you so much for stepping up and being a part of this, because you're doing this for the right reasons. You're not just doing it just to help prevent suicide, but you're there extending a hand to anybody who wants to connect with somebody, and that's really what it takes, is building community, and for kids to feel a part of something is to be able to know that they have someone they can go to. And so thank you so much for being a part of that. Thank you, Ms. Lloyd, for leading this group, co-leading this group. We have our other leaders not with us today, Ms. Auerbach, but thank you guys for all you do. And for all of our Hope Squad members out there listening, thank you for all that you're doing to make a difference, because you are making a difference in the lives of other people, and that doesn't go unnoticed. Thank you so much. And to our community, I mean, we have just some amazing young people here that care and are, giving their time and energy to try to make a difference and make the Jefferson School District a better place to be. So we're going to sign off, but thank you for being here with us today and helping us in the community understand about Hope Squad. And until next week, thank you guys.
All right.
Have a great weekend.